Namaste, Wholeness Tribe, review with Wholeness Balance. Alright, so here's another randomness. That's what I'm just going to start calling myself, so random, because I'm just guided, guys. Like, it's such an interesting place to be when you're in flow, when you're allowing. It's an interesting place. Excuse me. Those of you into elixir, are they called elixirs? I don't know. I just know I make them for myself. I use it for myself because me and crystals, we just like are one, right? Those of you, some of you get it. Anyway, shungite water. Definitely worth the time. So, for somebody interested or needed to hear that. So, alright, so here we go. Just being one, right? Being one here, now, whole, balanced. I just empty my vessel of all thoughts, ideas, judgments, emotions. Just become the vessel, the observer, for whatever the message is that needs to come through from Spirit. For the collective, or for a certain group of collectives, maybe. Excuse me, because I'm being led to pull energy from an overall energy. So again, just being guided. I keep all my decks out now because some days Spirit's like, nope, not that deck, nope, not that deck. So like everybody else, eyes are learning, learning to listen and trust. And so now it gets easier, it becomes natural, just to flow. So what is the overall energy, Spirit, that a message or wisdom or advice or something that someone needs to hear? What is that? Please give it to me in one card. Just the overall energy. Make it clear. Let's see. It says, card number 13, financial constraints. That's the overall energy. This feels like, okay, I need just the majority energy, because that just feels like a lot of different stories. Give me one highest frequency or just one group that needs it most. Give me eyes to see in 3D. Okay. This feels like being at the end of something, like there being nothing left to give. It's like I'm drained. I've given all I have nothing. Feeling that drain. But 1 is a new beginning and 3 is that of the catalyst. So what it feels like is for somebody or whoever this resonates with, like being in a place of feeling unworthy, not good enough, feeling lack of resource, lack of support. That's what this energy feels like. So, whew. And some of it is old. Some of it is from the past. Some of it is from childhood. Old energy. But real and important. Where's my wisdom? That's interesting. Well, that's why, because I put them in here. Ha! Alright, so this is just the overall energy. This is kind of like what it kind of sums up to, right? So I'm going to ask Spirit now, what do we need to know specifically? What are the words that somebody needs to hear? What is the confirmation? What is it that as a collective needs to be heard most in regards to what is needed to be known in this energy? Please make it clear. The Lady of Lightning, surprises, sometimes shock, total paradigm shift. Card number 35. So what you need to know is that change is here. It's time for change. It's like rapid change, paradigm shifts, surprise, things that just come out of nowhere. To me, I feel a lot of, yeah, because see, that's the thing, Spirit gives me a lot, but the one that's sticking out the most for me and what's needed to be known about this energy is like, it has to do with healing. Healing what one has believed to have been what determined their value. Yeah. It's like you've been doing some healing on yourself. This is for a group of people that have been doing healing on self-worth, self-value, and have had to probably experience the purging of those emotions, right? Which come through, and where it's like, okay, it's like what you resist persists kind of thing. And it feels like for some people you really truly had to get to like a real breakdown that needed healing. So it wasn't for nothing. You didn't have like that emotional meltdown within yourself, or that if you're experiencing it now, it's like that's the norm. That is what I also feel to be, from my own experience, to be a death and rebirth, a spiritual death and rebirth. Now what that means is like, when we go through these phases of change within ourselves, it could be in a way that we think, in a way that we feel, in the way that we function in some way, shape, or form. We change. We evolve sometimes. We don't always repeat it, okay? So, and it's not to say repeating is good or bad. So let's get away from the, good or bad. But it's to say that when you face a certain part of you that it's time for change, and you choose to change it. It could be in a way that you speak, a certain word that you use, maybe something that you eat. Like, it's going to be different for everybody, but whatever it is for you, it's like a knowing that, it's time for that change, right? And that change doesn't always feel good. It can be scary because it kind of goes against the grain, and feels like uncharted territory. So that's what you need to know, is that this whole thing about your self-worth, and if it showed up in your reality in the form of losing material or gaining material, whatever the fact may be, in whichever way, shape, or form, it's like, if you find what your truth is, if you find your worth, you know that you're deserving. If you choose to shift your consciousness from that place of lack to that place of wonder, right? Of gratitude for what is and wonder for what's to come. It's not to say fake it or anything, but it's like trying to see the light in it, the lesson, the beauty, right? So that means Spirit wants me to move on. So card number 2. Card number 2. And that's why Spirit wanted me to move on, because I was starting to feel the energy of, okay, what's the lesson? So, funny how that works like that, huh? All right, Spirit. So, what is the lesson? Woo, woo. All right, 2 fell out. 2 fell out for the lesson. So, let me see if this is 2 separate things or if it together equals one thing. Two different things. So, what's needed to be known is that, you know, things happen very fast. You know, you have the choice always, in every second of every minute of every day, to choose whether you're going to see that you are worthy and you are of value to yourself or not. And by doing so, by giving conscious awareness to that, you get to see paradigm shifts within your reality. Meaning, as your frequency raises, so does the experience outside of you. So that's natural. 5 is the change. 5 is the manifestation, you know, shift in the 3D world. This being a lesson, it's like, this is the ringmaster of scrutiny, discernment, clear vision, details. Card number 9. So that's that Virgo energy, baby. I'm just saying. Me and the magician, we're cool, right? So anyway, the lesson though is wisdom. Wisdom gained. It's like finding that you have discernment, that you are you found your truth. You were able to see. You were able to understand. And you were able to realize how much power you have within yourself when you can simply be open to a new perspective for yourself. Yeah. Wisdom gained. Wisdom gained through the experience. Maybe for some people, and again, that's where, there's just so many stories coming in, because I'm even getting for some people that didn't know that they were worthy in a relationship. And just, I want to keep it as general as possible, because you're going to know how this applies for yourself, okay? Don't give that power away to me. You decide. I'm just simply the vessel. All right, so that's one lesson for one group of people. Then we got Gaia's Garden, fruition, abundance, reaping what you sow, card number 18. Just see? All right, so this being a lesson, again, like 1 is a new beginning, 8 is manifestation, together 9. We got 2 9s, yo. Like straight up wisdom, abundance. You know, they could be individual or they could be together. It feels like it's together more, because it's like they're both 9s. They're both completions. They're both wisdom gained. You know, work put in. Realizations made. Eyes open. Connection. How do you need to know? How do you need to grow? Let's see. Because I feel like as far as the lesson goes, it's like realizing that you have more power over what happens in your reality. If you stop and look at yourself, look at how far you've come. Look at everything you've done to get where you are. Celebrating those, even the small victories, right? Like seeing how much you've grown and being in that energy and celebrating. Yeah, learning how to celebrate your wisdom gained, and allowing yourself to give and receive with an open heart. It's like, oh, it's a lot, guys. You don't even understand. It's like a lot. I'm trying to pull into just one. There's just so many things, but it's almost like once you understand what it is that you want, truly, and go get it, meaning just take a risk, take that chance. You have the wisdom, like you know not to waste any more time. You just go get it. It's like the wisdom comes through for that. There's a new beginning through wisdom gained. Fruition, abundance, reaping what you sow, you know, it's like all of it. It was all worth it. Okay, so, okay, Spirit, let's move on. How do we need to grow? Ooh, sacred union. 27, partnership, romance. Well, dang. What realm am I going to read that from? Okay, I want to read it from the highest possible, like legit. All right. Sacred union. So, as self in oneness. That's balance, right? That's more... that's more the divine masculine, divine feminine energy within self, right? Coming into balance. 2 is that of the creator energy. You are creating that. But 7 is divine. So it is, you know, creating a divine union of your masculine and feminine energies. So that's too funny. Eddie Munster. And this is all grayish. So it's like, stop fighting, stop being afraid of what might be different in some way, shape, form. So again, I get messages constantly in so many, many different ways. And they can come as random as that. And I'm just guided to pay attention because I'm in an observing state of being. Anyway, so what this feels like is, how do we need to grow? We need to be more balanced in our masculine and our feminine energy. That being masculine of the earth world, but it's also that of the feminine, being aware of the divine being that is within. So we are truly spiritual beings having a human experience. And it's like having a balance in that and not thinking just, oh, you know, everything is just physical and material and what you can see, but it's like there's this divinity soul within yourself that where, like in the 3D way, in your material world, you need to feed that. You need to feed your soul, right? It's like become familiar, be balanced, understand both your masculine and your feminine energies, okay? And bring them into union. And it's almost like when you're in this place, when you are really truly whole, it's like, it says romance, and I'm just gonna say what I'm feeling. It's like, you're a sexy motherfucker. Like, I'm sorry, I just say what I'm feeling, right? That's what the romance means to me. It's like, there's nothing sexier about somebody who is whole, and whole in themselves, whole in their divinity, whole in wholeness. Alright, so that's cute, boo. That's cute. I'm just saying. Alright, so Spirit, what is the advice? What is the advice? Sisters of the Season. Cycles of Growth, Natural Law, Divine Order. Card number 17. That card, 1 is a new beginning, 7 is divine, but this talks about time, right? That's too funny. Okay. Sorry, sometimes I hear Never mind. I'll tell you later. Anyway, back to this. Be patient with yourself is what I feel this means. Manifest within yourself the ability to be patient. That's what I feel. To be patient with yourself as you remember your value and you shift through those paradigms into that new version of yourself that came from wisdom, from the journey in learning your value, remembering who you are, and then realizing that you are so deserving, right? Bringing your masculine, your feminine, your whole being into wholeness.